Okay, in this tutorial, I'm going to explain how we attack this vulnerable code. In this vulnerable code, you can see at line 10, we use get to get input from a user. So this user may be an attacker, and but get is not very good. So when we actually use get, when user enters a very long string, get will not check the length of this buffer. Okay, so it will copy whatever the user inputs into this buffer. This will cause buffer overflow attack. And so this is actually the exploit code in Python. At 9.3, we import the function popen and the value type from the sub-process module. So then we will begin to craft the malicious string. And you can see the first part of the malicious string called a payload here is a padding. We need a 62, 90 here to pad. You don't need to use a 90 here, but we use 90. 90 means we do nothing. It's actually an instruction in machine code. So why is it 62 bytes? So we have to look at the stack. So this is a main functions stack frame. So you can see here. So here is the local buffer string. And from the local buffer until the return address. So you can see here, right, we have 62 bytes. This is why we need 62 bytes to overwrite, you know, the local buffer and other things on the stack until we reach return address. Good. So let's go back to our, you know, exploit code. You can see the second part of the malicious string is actually an address. This is the address of a jump ESP. Okay, and so here, every time when you start a computer, for example, in our case, when we start this Windows VM, and this address may change. And so here, let's find out what is the address of jump ESP we can find. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually compile this victim2.c into the exe file. So actually, I already have it, but anyway, I'm going to compile it again, right? So now we got it. Good. So we're going to find the jump ESP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a mute debugger to actually load this victim2.exe. We really don't need a victim2.exe. You can just load any, exe file here. We are going to use the Mona plugin to find out the address of a jump ESP. Okay. We have to wait. Okay, I think we found it. So you can see we found so many jump ESP here. Let's just use the first one. So I'm going to click here and right click and copy to clipboard. I just want the address. Okay, so this one is good. So I come back to here. You can see here. So this is the address, but you need to pay attention to order because we are using Little India here. So 4D actually should come here first. Then it's FF. And here is E4. Then 7.6. Good. So now we find the jump ESP address. Then here is the actually the shellcode. So basically, what we are going to do here is, we are going to use uh, the jump ESP address to overwrite the return address of a main function. So in this way, when the main function returns, then jump ESP will run. And when we run jump ESP points to actually the shell code here. So then the shell code will run. Okay. And so this is what we are going to do to use this malicious string. You can see I'm using popen here to run victim2.exe. Then I send the malicious string as input to victim2.exe. Okay. So now let's look at if we can actually make it work. So the attack is very simple. So you just actually enter Python exploit2.py, and this should pop up a calculator. Yes, we got the calculator.